What's going on, everybody? We're here, round one. We're at Miami, and I'm joined with MCFN Mitchell Cole, Baptist McKay. We had some last minute things switch up. Hopefully this is working. Hopefully the audio is working. We'll try to check and make sure. But Mitchell, what's up? Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. This is gonna be a really exciting race.
Yeah, I'm pumped. We're starting this stream much later than I would like. We're going to be missing a lot of this qualifying, but a lot of things happened very last minute. We've got more new faces on the grid tonight, more reserves joining than we expected. But either way, this is going to be an awesome race. We got a full 20, so round one, it's gonna bring fireworks. Racing Miami at sunset, and yeah, my original notes were to bring up two people that were subbing in, Jordan Tanner for McLaren, Thomas Blackmore for Red Bull, but Brandon Beestrom's going to be joining Alpine tonight as well, and I believe there's one more. Alexis is out, so that means Alan is going to be filling in for him. Alan was going to actually do some commentating with me, but those plans fell through with a last-minute switch. Alexis was out. I haven't had a chance to really see what's all going on or what happened, but nonetheless, we're here, round one, and the race is about to start. So we just finished up qualifying. Did you see who the pole setter was? Was it RJ?
Yeah, RJ.
Unbelievable. So RJ getting pole. That brings me to a fun fact, actually. In real F1, I believe in the history of this track, there has not been a time where the pole sitter won the race. So maybe RJ changes that and actually completes the job. Just based on the little bit of qualifying you saw, who do you think's the favorite? I mean, do you think it's RJ with him showing the fastest pace in there, or you got somebody else?
A little bit biased. My team principal Seb, he was really quick all throughout the whole session, up until the end when RJ kind of stole it from him by 5 or 6 tenths. But Seb and RJ both have incredible pace.
Yeah, we know how good Seb is. As a group, we found out. So we found out last season.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be with Mercedes, by the way? We haven't had a chance to really talk to you too much, but were you excited about that pick, getting taken by them?
Yeah, it was awesome. I was in Africa. I was in Cape Town that night, and it was around 4 in the morning when I got the news. I went to the bathroom, turned the light on. I was sitting on Discord for about 20 minutes waiting to see the reveal video and the live stream, and I was super excited. And I'm super honored to be picked by Mercedes, especially with Seb as a team principal, who's actually about 20 minutes away from me in real life, and he couldn't be drafted by a better organization.
That's awesome that you guys are that close to each other. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, I talked to all the principals, obviously, as it was kind of happening, and your name was thrown around a lot, so I knew it might not work out to be selected as a Seat 2 driver just yet, but I knew when the reserves came around, you were going to be one of the first to go. So I was pumped for you, for sure.
Thank you. My time will come.
Absolutely.
Everyone's time will come in reserve. It's just a matter of time.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're getting ready to start this one. See who, how this first turn goes. This first turn's a fun one. You gotta kind of throw your car into it and hope the grip's there. And there's always chaos here, so let's find out. Here we go.
Well,
Here we go. Round 1 at Miami. What
a bit
chaos
of content.
are we gonna see here? Jay holding on to that lead, and actually pushing himself out in front, almost by a second already.
Oh, we got a spin.
Oh yeah.
Barrett went for a bit of an overtake and on a tight turn, lost it a bit.
Absolute chaos. Always is. These guys are coming up to turn 11, it looks like, and this is where you're going to see a lot of dive bombs. Being kind of one of the heavier braking zones, this is going to be a spot where I think even some of the new guys like Thomas, people that like to dive bomb, they're going to find space there, try to find space there, or create their own space there. And I'm expecting some chaos in that turn, as well as the final hairpin. Just always see people.
Yellow flag. Passy.
These guys are wrapping up the first lap. You have RJ in first, Seb in second, Thomas, the reserve, he's up in third for Red Bull. Papaya Poppy, that's our guy Tyler Davis with McLaren, he's in fourth. Shaylin Smith in fifth. JJ Mapes is in sixth. Brandon Beckstead up in seventh. Brandon Beestrom, another reserve, in the top 10 at 8. Matthew Painter.
He's spin.
Painter's in ninth. Yeah, big spin there. Is that Doug?
Think so, yeah.
Fortunate. Hate to see the two kick cars there at the back of the grid along with Barrett, who's in the pit. Look at them green cars side by side. I've got a feeling that these stewards are going to be a little bit busy tonight. Painter's now dropped to ninth. Pete with Alpine, he's in 10th. Eutychus Maximus, that is their reserve driver. Alan Gaines, I believe. I'm not sure how he says his last name, but he's up in 11th. Keaton, 12th. Mitchell Rishka's in 13th for the Racing Bulls. Will Jackman in 14th. Jordan Tanner 15th. Matt Bemonte 16th. You got Norm, he's in 17th. Passy and Doug, like we said, 18th, 19th. Barrett 20th. That's the grid for tonight. RJ's still holding on that lead, but a lot of cars real close to each other. You got Seb winning. Who do you foresee finishing on the podium behind him?
I'm gonna say JJ's gonna get a podium tonight. I got a strong feeling about that. We were doing some practice earlier, and he was really competing with Seb with those lap times, and we did a few practice sessions too, and he's really quick as well. So I'm gonna say JJ, RJ, and Seb are gonna be the three podiums tonight.
JJ, RJ, Seb. Okay. I can see that. I know JJ had the day off. So did Seb, so I imagine he's putting in a lot of time. A little birdie told me he struggled in the rain, so I don't see rain. I didn't see the forecast, but sorry if you guys are hearing this play. I'm checking the audio here on Twitch at the moment. Paul's not able to be here, but he's able to be in the chat. What's up, Paul? I'll try to check in, see the chat from time to time. Hey, Mitchell, will you say something real quick? Make sure I can hear you.
Yep. How's it going, everybody?
All right, I think we're good. Well, sweet. So lap 3, we got RJ still holding on to that lead.
We already got a penalty.
You know, we were expecting some penalties for sure. People that haven't followed along in the off season, we switched to strict corner cutting, so the game is not going to be as graceful as in past seasons. But these guys they're solid and able to handle themselves, I believe. So, but I mean, in the preseason race, we saw Painter rack up 12 seconds in penalties. I just kind of expect it, especially here. Speaking of Painter holds the track record here with a 1:28.739 time. He did that in season 6 on his way to a 3rd place finish. David Dietrich, he's an OG in this league. He had 2nd place the last time we ran here. And Loic, who's not able to be here tonight, he won the last time we raced here. So there will be a new winner, I believe. I'm trying to think of, well, Tyler, so Papaya Poppy, he was the first one to win Miami back in season 1. He's the only previous winner that's racing tonight that has a shot to do it again. Otherwise, we're going to have ourselves a new winner. 2 penalties, it looks like, though, and he's got one of them. That's not good. If you're able to switch and check those times at some point, I'm not sure exactly how you find that out, but there should be a setting to show you what kind of time penalties they do have.
Let's see. Track line. There we go.
Yeah.
Got it.
And yeah, definitely showed the tires from time to time too. We'll do our best to try to update you guys, but by no means are we professionals at this. We're missing the professional Paulie.
Yeah, it's also my first time ever doing any kind of broadcast. So this is gonna be awesome with us.
Well, you know what? No one can say anything bad no matter what. Especially on your side, you saved the day literally. We were not going to have a stream if it wasn't for you doing this, so I appreciate that big time, and I know people in this league will, especially being able to watch this back and take the recording and put on YouTube for future reference. But three drivers with penalties already. It's honestly, I mean, I know we're only 5 laps in, but
Is there a way to show all of them? There is. There we go.
Yeah, show the tires. So you're seeing a lot of mediums and hards. This track's pretty notorious for one-stop strategies with people using the medium and hard compounds. But that being said, this race is happening at sunset, so I would assume the track would be cooler than normal, which might lead to longer stints on these tires.
But we got a spin.
Another one, of course. Looks like the kick. Not
A little
good.
bit of wing damage.
Yeah, he's lost that left one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious to see if we do see the soft compound at all. It's not often used, but could be. In this race, we'll find out. McLaren has moved past JJ. He's on the medium versus JJ's hard, but he's up in 5th now. Tyler Davis. Thomas Blackmore, top 4 right now. He's a reserve driver, and he's shown he's got pace for sure.
RJ may be thinking about an overtake here.
Yeah, I missed getting by him and on the hard, so. Yeah, that hairpin, it's a little squirrely one, but do anticipate people, especially later in the race, being a little reckless there, hitting their braking zones a little earlier or later, trying to get an edge there on the exit. But
Everyone can overtake here.
it's like a battle between that McLaren and Aston Martin there. JJ taking the lead in that. See if Tyler can get him back here. Right through here is where you got to be super precise. If you can just hold it steady, thread the needle and have a really good exit on the right here, leading into this long straight. That's going to pay dividends for you on this track. But you got Beastrom leaving the session. I wonder what's going on there, what happened to him. Hopefully his AI is able to keep him there if he is out. But looks like JJ is pushing the lead on that McLaren a little bit there. We actually have some footage from JJ from conversation that we've had. I'm going to go ahead and play that. Try to mute everybody else, but here's JJ. We talked to him earlier this last week, so here's what he had to say about this upcoming season.
Hey, it's JJ Mapes, and I'm the team principal for the Aston Martin Aramco Formula One team. I'd say our biggest goal for the season, obviously, is to win a championship. Me as a driver and as a team, last season we finished P2, and now that I've taken over for Aston Martin, we're looking for that P1 spot, get us a second Constructors Championship in SNS. We got a lot of work to do, but we're looking forward to it. I'd say our biggest challenge for the season is just get rid of some of those costly mistakes we had last season. We had a couple races where we DNF'd or lost positions and lost some big-time points. Even though I finished P2, there's still a lot of improvement I could have made, and we're just looking forward to get better. Obviously, my biggest rival on track this season's got to be Sebastian. I know he may not say the same thing, but he set the standard last season. Everyone's chasing him, and if I'm not chasing him, then what am I really doing this season racing? So he's the biggest threat on track to win another championship, and if we want any chance of winning as a constructor or as a driver, he's the one we got to get past.
That was JJ Mapes, the team principal for Aston Martin, giving his take on Season 7 and kind of his expectations for the year. Very interested to see how that team does. They are a fun dynamic. JJ and Will Jackman, two similar styles, I would say, and personality even. But I'm curious to see how they hold up, if they're able to outdo what they did last season between JJ and Matthew Painter. But he said his biggest rival on track was Seb. You said earlier that you were part of some practice sessions with him and Seb?
Yeah, I've had a few practice sessions with them.
And they're pretty close from what you can tell, huh?
Yeah, there's every lap back and forth, switching from fastest lap. Within 1/10, 2/10, even 3/10, just back and forth constantly. It's crazy to watch. It's really entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, just goes to show what kind of high level they're at, and they're only making each other better in doing that. If guys in the league aren't doing that with their sister teams or whatever, their friends, it's going to be tougher for you to improve. But we saw huge improvements from JJ last season, starting out to where he finished. There's a little spin there on that Racing Bull, but he was able to make big jumps throughout the season. Another guy that made a huge jump last season was Brandon Beckstead. He's in 7th for Ferrari. He is now the team principal there. Rightfully earned. He's a great driver, and he just seems like he just keeps getting better and better with each race. Have you had a chance to race with Brandon very much?
I think I've only done one session with him, but from what I have seen, he's a really nice guy. He loves the sport, and he's pretty quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excited to see him this season.
His teammate Alan Games 9th just 2 spots right behind him. So Ferrari in the double points at the moment. Good. Love to see that because I'll be honest, I was a little nervous for that team, just going into the season and looking at the grid and how talented the grid is. But those two are performing really well, and whenever Alexis is back, I'm sure he'll be able to hold his own for sure. So Alexis is someone you probably raced more with, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Alexis?
Great guy. He's really funny. He knows his stuff about F1. He has a whole slew of different videos that he loves to send and to reference our racing. He's quick. He loves to tweak his setups in between sessions, and he likes to explore different things in terms of ways to go about the turns for different tracks, especially Bahrain and Miami. Those are 2 tracks that we did a lot of practice with each other.
Yeah. That's good to know. Yeah, he's been a great, just a great addition to the league, especially in our Discord. Very active.
Yeah.
Seems like a very fun dude. So fortunate he's not able to be there tonight, but look forward to having him back hopefully soon.
Yep. He's a great guy.
I know that the Racing Bulls had some interest in trying to grab you as a reserve. Have you spent much time with Keaton and racing with him at all and talking with him
Yes,
at all?
so leading up to my trip to Africa, I did quite a few sessions with Keaton. He's also very quick.
Yeah.
To be honest, everyone is very quick in this league, and it's awesome seeing how much competition there is. But I was doing more practice sessions before the actual tier 1 practice session, the prospect session. I was doing a lot of practice with him, but I look forward to doing some more racing with him in the future, as he's really competitive. He's a very clean driver, and he's very fun to race with.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll second everything there. He was. Many that have been in the league since the beginning know, how talented he is, and he's the GOAT to so many people in this league for what he's done in the league. And if I were to want to learn from anybody, he'd be one of those names at the very top, without a doubt.
Yeah. Just saw that that Jordan Tanner wanted an invite back, so I was just checking to see if he had him on my friends list.
Well, I mean, that's awesome that you went to go try it. We found out in the preseason race that Paulie we know where his morals stand, and he just will not invite people back into races. But I'm glad to find out that my commentating friend Mitchell Cole, Fastest McKay, will absolutely invite you back if you're out. So just got to be on that friends list. That's all.
Yeah. Everyone deserves a fair chance. If you're in here, you deserve everything here.
That's right. I think if you have the ability to bring somebody back in, we do it. We try. So awesome. Quick rundown. Looks like RJ has gotten that lead back. So he is in first. Seb on the hard tires in second, about a half second back. In third is Shaylin.
Oh, caution.
Got another caution on here. Shaylin's in third for the Haas team. JJ in fourth. Thomas in fifth. That's your top 5. Tyler Davis in sixth. Brandon Beckstead and his teammate Allen 7th and 8th. For those Ferraris, you have Keaton in 9th. Matthew Painter in 10th. That's your top 10. We'll see if anyone can break into those points. Shout out Rishko. It's Rishko's first race in a hot minute. Love to see him back out on this track. He's another guy that is very, very talented. People that saw the ratings come out saw his rating as high as it was, so they know what he's capable of. Welcome back, Rishko. Love having you out here. And I'm excited for the Racing Bulls this season. If Seb's able to run away with the Drivers' Championship, it might give Mercedes the biggest edge in winning the Constructors. But to be honest, there are so many good teams on this grid when everyone's there. So,
Yeah.
Are you feeling pretty confident in your Mercedes team that you guys are going to be able to walk away with the titles?
I am actually. It's going to be really close between what I think will be Red Bull, Mercedes, and Aston Martin. In my opinion, those are the what looks to be the top 3 most competitive and quickest teams this season, based off of who I've been racing with and the standings last season, and the competitiveness between the drivers on the teams. I think the driving pairs are great, and I think that it will be close up until the end.
Yeah, I'm interested to see it. We actually sat down. We have one more interview to show. We sat down with Seb. He is the team principal of Mercedes, and he kind of gave us what his expectations are for Mercedes. So we'll go ahead and we're gonna play that interview right about now.
Hello everyone, my name is Sebastian Andrukovic. I am team principal for the Mercedes AMG Petronas Formula One team. So coming from last season, obviously winning a championship, main focus has to be winning a championship again. I mean, to me, it's championship or bust. So I'm just really excited to get going, and I want to see what limits I can push. With Painter as my teammate, I mean, we just had a good season as Constructors Champions with David, but he obviously wasn't there as much. And I know Painter has a lot of drive going into the season, so I really do think, I think this team has potential to be better. Of course, when I was driving with David in those races that he was there, he was an amazing driver, so I'm excited to see what Painter can do. So when it comes to the championship, some teams I'm not really like, there's a few teams up there for sure, but if I were to choose specific ones that I'm maybe more threatened by, it would be either Alpine or McLaren. Probably McLaren itself. I do think Adam and Tyler are both outstanding drivers, and I do think Tyler, if he does turn it up another gear, could be in the conversation for a championship battle, so I'm excited to see what they're capable of.
That was that from Seb. He is saying Alpine and McLaren are the 2 teams that scare him the most. Unfortunately for both of those teams, their principal driver, they were unable to make it tonight, so it's going to be hard to really see how close those 2 teams are when it's all said and done after tonight. But we're excited to get Adam and Loic back on the grid soon. Tyler Davis is holding his own. He's in 6th for McLaren, and Pete, he's down in 16th. We've seen him up a little higher in this race. Hopefully he can improve and work his way up the grid along with his teammate Brandon Beechner. So we shall find out. But appreciate JJ and Seb talking and getting me those clips that I could share with you guys. I'm sure I'll be reaching out to other principals and other drivers on the grid in future weeks. Seb ended up taking the P1 from RJ. Did you happen to see how he took that or where he took that after? Those guys seem like they're going back and forth at this point.
I was just overtook him right on that straight, and he's doesn't seem slowing down.
Yeah.
Let's go back to him. Let's see if RJ can take it back.
Was it the straight going down turn 1?
Yeah.
You know, with those 2 essentially working together, they're not, you know, they are getting up to 4 seconds away from Shaylin and all that, but there's not really that huge of a gap quite yet. So yeah, this grid is just, it's just crazy. You know, you can be just slightly, you know, a tad slower, but that could mean the difference from P4 to P11.
Yeah. We got our first second pit. Into the mediums.
Means he's obviously going with a 2-stop strategy tonight. Interesting. All right, well, we are still in the early stages of this race, lap 16 of 57. I'm going to rattle off some of the results from the grid. We did an open survey asking the grid questions such as who's going to win the Drivers' Championship and all that. So I'm going to run through some of the results that I've jotted down here. I've shared with the group, but we'll run through it again. So we asked the grid who they believe is going to win the Drivers' Championship. The obvious answer to that ended up being Seb. About 52% believe that Seb was going to run away with that, so that's a huge percentage of people expecting him to win, and Mitchell's being one of them, believes that Seb's going to walk away with the Drivers' Championship. And then 43% believe Mercedes is going to win the Constructors' Championship. So, again, that's a huge number. People that buy in on the Mercedes team. So, that would make you a champion, Mitchell.
Yeah.
You have 67% believe that the Drivers' Champion will score less than 240 points. Which kind of shocked me, just because we ran 12 races in a season back in season 3. Keaton won that championship, and he was at 260 points, so he was over that threshold. But this grid, I think, the thinking is these guys are just too good. It's going to be hard to really run away with win after win and stack up points like that. So. On the flip side, you had 67% believe that the Constructors' Championship team would score more than 300. So while they believe that Seb would have less than 240, they believe his teammate or teammates, Painter and Mitchell here, would be able to make up the difference and get that team over the 300-point threshold. Again, Season 3 was the last time we ran 12 races, and Redline Racing, back when we were doing custom teams, they racked up 282 points. So Keaton's teammate was Nick Passarella. He was the one that came up with that 22-point add to his total to get him to that point, but they did not hit 300 points. For Rookie of the Year, it was, completely split. 3-way tie between Chris, Shaylin, and RJ. Those are the three popular names that you could see, but 33% believe that RJ would be the top Seat 2 driver of the year, so essentially it seems like RJ is the favorite to win Rookie of the Year based on those numbers. And he's proven it tonight. He was finished on pole, showing he's got the pace to compete at the very, very top, so while he's not the team principal of Red Bull, he's making a case that he should be. And per our new rules this season, if a Seat 2 driver outscores their principal driver, they become the new team principal. So there's a lot at stake here between these principal drivers and Seat 2 drivers. As friendly as they want to be, and as cordial and to put the team first as they need to be. There's still that inner team battling that's going to be taking place this season, which I'm extremely excited for, because that's something I feel like, based on how we've done it in the past, kind of lacked that. So just kind of ups the ante a little bit. Just kind of looking at this, we got 6 people with penalties. Can you go show the time penalties on all these guys?
Yep. Thomas is a 10-second.
Thomas is at 10 seconds. You're right. 6 for Passy. The rest at 3. So that's going to be a huge factor for Thomas. We kind of unfortunate. I don't know if he's pit, and that's why he's back in 11th, but we've seen him in the top 5 throughout this race. So
I would imagine that penalty would be speeding the pit lane.
Look at those cars, man. Wheel to wheel, literally hitting each other's wheels. Williams is able to get out in front. Now the Alpine on the left here.
Contact.
Ooh.
As the McLaren comes out too.
Wow. The McLaren gets out in front of the Alpine. It's incredible down into that turn. Unbelievable. Again, expect, as this race progresses, the grip to be an issue there in turn 1. Seen it even in real life. Guys lose it there, or misjudge their braking zones there. and in turn 11 as well. That's, as I said earlier, one of the slower braking zones on this track, so it is fun. POV is from Brent Eastrom there behind the Williams. Oh, into the wall there. Looked like he tapped the wall. Got tire performance. Rishko on. Is that accurate? 21 lap stops? There's no way that's accurate.
Take a look. No, fresh tops.
Okay, I was gonna say. He's ran 21
I
laps, but the softs are fresh. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Back to kind of the results here. 57% believe that the kick team will be in last place. So large portion not believing in that team, and right now they're in 18th and 19th. So that's holding true, unfortunately, for those guys. But I know Doug and his style of racing. He's definitely capable of pulling out top 5 finishes at any given time, and even past. He's got a lot of pace to him. It would not surprise me one bit to see him have some pretty good races throughout the year. So, but speaking of pace, there's 38% believe Loic would walk away with the most fastest laps. JJ was good to bring it to my attention that there are no more points for fastest lap, added points. So, I don't know that people are going to care as much as we have seen in years past, but seems like the grid believes Loic might have the fastest all-around pace based on that result there. Bringing kick back up, 71% believe that Passy will lead the league in DNFs. So that might be the thing that kind of leads into, here we go in this final hairpin here. The Racing Bull able to get out in front.
Locked up.
Little wheel bang there, Williams goes off, and
That was close to re-entry.
that's Vermonti and Keaton, I believe, is that you were just on that turn there when they touched.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sorry. That was Barrett.
was it? So most believe Passy is going to lead the league in DNFs, which I think is the main reason why they have a lack of belief in kick. And then there's a two-way tie. 13 seconds for Rishko, 13 seconds for Thomas, 10 seconds for Brandon. I don't know if we'll see a DNF or not tonight, or disqualification, I mean. Hopefully they're able to keep the car on track and avoid that. But many believe that we're going to see 2 or 3 principals get replaced by their C2 driver when it's all said and done, and I'd say that's probably accurate. There's probably a couple guys that they just have too good of a pace, and they're gonna end up taking over teams. So we'll see some turnover going into season 8, but lap 22, so much race still to go in this one. But we're seeing those penalties stack up for some guys. So
We got a pitter again. Allen's coming in.
Mitchell, have you raced very much on this game and on strict corner cutting?
Yeah, so I'm in 2 leagues now, and both of them just switched over to strict corner cutting. So I've been practicing as much as I can.
Yeah.
Mainly, I've had my practice on Miami though, because leading up to this race and the practice sessions and stuff, I wanted to be prepared just in case. And I'm adjusting fairly well to it. Every now and then I'll have not the greatest turn, and I'll just go off slightly and get one for track limits, but I've been within the limits 90% of the time, and then I'm adjusting very well to it.
Yeah, it seems like this game handles it a lot better than in years past. I could be wrong. We've avoided it just from game issues. People that have played EA games, they understand the issues that come with that, but we're seeing a lot of penalties stack up, but I think this grid's capable of handling it. We're at a good place now to implement it. It's going to force you to have to keep the car on track, and if you go off, I've heard people say to ease up on the gas. throttle whenever you're entering the track, and you shouldn't get penalized or anything. But yeah, I'm curious to see how it goes this season. I'm also curious to see how many people complain after this race is over with, but some of the...
Yeah, there have definitely. Ooh, there we go.
Go ahead, what were you going to say?
Sorry, there's definitely been a few instances that I've seen in the practice sessions where people have been forced off the track and gotten a penalty.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's one of the few places where people would definitely be complaining about the penalties. But I feel like people will take this fairly well with the penalties, and they'll just look at it, think of it as a learning opportunity, and move on.
Yeah, that's well said. Yeah, that's really the only main issue is just when you get forced off, and then the game's like, it doesn't understand that you got forced off. But I don't know how often that'll end up happening. Hopefully not very much. But it just kind of is what it is. And it can't be perfect. It is a game, but
yeah.
Now at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers with penalties. I imagine they can serve it in the pits, but I have to see their tires and all that and see where they're at. But not.
Go.
Yes, that's a lot. I mean, a lot of these guys are on fresher tires here, so they've already gone into the pits. Yeah, I'm curious to hear how the track feels to them. The tire degradation here is known to be pretty brutal. So, but I haven't seen the race at sunset time, and I mean it looks beautiful out there on that track, but I don't know what the track is like at this time. We'll run through the top 5 again. You got 7 first, RJ in second, Shaylin Smith in third, JJ Mapes in fourth, Thomas Blackmore back up in fifth, but he does have substantial penalties, so we'll see how that factors into this race. So much to go still in this race. Not even halfway there. It always blows my mind with pools. You feel like you're racing forever. You kind of are, and then you look up and you're not even at the halfway point. So
yeah, feel that.
Do you run pools in your other league that you're in?
My other league right now, we're doing 50%. I just actually experienced my first 100% with the qualifying race at Bahrain last week.
Yeah.
And so that was very fun, especially as it was my first time. So there's a lot of different strategies I had to take, especially with fuel loads and stuff, how the car feels, how much heavier it is. And it was very good. And I'm hoping that other leagues will start to switch to full so that they can start to experience it too, because it's definitely interesting.
Yeah. We always say it separates the boys from the men. Especially guys that are driving in a rig. You're sweating. Literally, you are sweating sitting there driving with your wheel, and a lot of these guys wear gloves, and it's not as easy as you would think it is to sit for that long to keep the kind of focus that you have to keep, especially on a track like this and in turns like this where you have to be so precise.
Yeah,
there's a lot of focus that it takes to drive at a high level. So I love pools, and I'm glad that the league agreed. I left it up to the principals in the draft to decide the race length even. There were some people that wanted shorter races, but at the end of the day, all the principals selected the fulls, and I think it creates more strategy for guys. It's just more fun, and kind of keeps the race going longer, obviously. So gives us more to talk about.
The fulls are definitely physically and mentally demanding.
Yeah. Are you
a lot to go through?
Are you on a controller or are you on a wheel?
I'm on a wheel. I've been on a wheel for about 8 months now. I plan on getting a direct drive wheelbase soon, so I can just really get a full experience. But I'm just using it's a simple Thrustmaster rig right now.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Love that. I've got both. I go back and forth. I've been on the controller lately when I'm able to play, just because I have to set all my stuff up if I do want to get on out the wheel and race on it. But
Yeah.
my best memories and best races are definitely on the wheel. It just enhances the experience so much more. And, yeah, it's so much more fun. But
I find that once when I go on wheel, I just can't go back on controller because it's just not doesn't feel the same.
for sure, for sure. It was weird. Like that's how I was. So I raced controller in our first season, and I think 2 and 3, and 4, I was all on wheel. Maybe even 5. Could be wrong, but I remember going back to controller last season, and it was like it took a while to even get used to it again. I'm like, how the heck did I do this? I don't even know how I did it in season 1. It felt so weird, and just it was not as fun. It felt more like I was just, I don't know, I guess playing a game rather than actually racing. But
Yeah. The question is, are you going to be racing in the reserve series this year?
oh man, that's the plan. I definitely want to get my car out there. People that have been in the league for long enough, they know our like historical custom teams that we've ran, and so I'll be bringing back my custom team, which is Los Toros. It's my opinion, the coolest logo in car, the all gold look. I definitely want to see it out on track. Um, yeah, I plan to, but I don't know if I'll be at every race, and I'm sure I won't be grinding the game and preparing like I used to. But for me, it's all about just having fun and seeing you
Yeah,
guys
it's all
race.
about having fun.
I honestly have more fun watching you guys, just seeing the improvements, and being able to talk with you guys, and like being able to commentate, even though it's not something I'm familiar with or very good at. Uh, it's still super cool to me, and to now be able to sit and run the league, um, and then to just watch you guys. That's the most fun part for me for sure. But yeah, I definitely plan to hop in and race from time to time for sure.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. Mitchell, I probably have. Imagine I've asked you this. Where are you from?
I am about 20 minutes outside of Toronto
That's right.
Pearson Airport in
That's right.
Ontario. Yeah.
That's right. Another Canadian. They're stacking up in this league, I tell you. But you guys are all quick, all good at this game. Know the sport
Big
really
little
well.
stuff.
So is meeting? Have you met Seb before, or is that something you guys are talked about ever? I mean, being so close to each other, I imagine that at some point y'all have to meet up.
I would like to. That'd be really fun. We could definitely do like a go-kart session or something.
Yeah.
That's where we can just meet in between. That would be really fun. If there were, it'd be cool if we can get maybe a meetup for a bunch of us.
Oh
I
man.
know it's a little harder for people because some are in Calgary, some are in further out in the United States. I don't want to try to take a guess and be wrong, but I know there's a few that are a long plane ride away, and
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to feel people to feel left out. But that would definitely be fun if one day we could all just choose to meet up somewhere and have like a big go kart session. That'd be really cool.
I mean, dude, we've tried and we've had moments in this league where we've been able to do stuff. For those that don't know, most of us are from Illinois. That at least started this league. Most are from Illinois, and as we've continued to grow, we've added people from all over the place. Um, we've had people from Australia, we've had South Africa. It's really cool to see people from all different backgrounds and places join the league. But that being said, dude, I'm with you. To be able to get together, do anything is something I know a lot of us are really hoping we can make happen at some point. Um, so yeah, we have that meetup channel and Discord. That's a place that we try to bounce ideas and thoughts on how we can make it happen. But
Yeah.
one of these days we're gonna do it for sure.
Yeah. Let's see the penalties. 663. Looks like mostly track limits or corner cutting.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, no
To be
surprise.
expected.
You know, I expected it definitely here in some spots, but if it's bad here, we're gonna be in Coda next week. That Austin track is it's tough. So I mean, if it's bad here, I'm expecting even worse there, but we'll see.
Yeah. Another great track.
Yeah, you like it? You like Austin?
Yeah, my family and I went there last March just to visit it, and we actually snuck into a Porsche event, and so we got to explore the track, go in the pits and everything. It's even walked up to turn one. It's crazy.
Dude,
It's really shows how tough it is to get up there, especially not being able to actually see the apex.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
such a cool track.
That was a place we were gonna try to link up because we do have Barrett. He lives there, and Barrett was brought into the league by Paulie, who used to live there. He left Barrett there in Austin, Texas, but so that's kind of sad. But yeah, those two guys were there when they first joined this league, and we're gonna try to go there for an event, but did not make that happen, at least yet. But shout out Barrett, shout out Paulie, who's not here. We'll repeat that another time tonight, but he said he's here in spirit. That's a big incident there.
Ooh, big lock.
That kick.
Get a contact for 7, RJ.
Man, we're gonna see a safety car come out on this.
That'd be interesting. That would give a lot of people a chance to take a break and just reset their tires.
Ooh, that's gonna shake some things up here. You know, while we see a lot of penalties right now, there are also a majority without penalties. And shout out to you guys for keeping your car on track the best as you can. I know some penalties may be out of your guys' control, but I'm still absolutely impressed to see that, especially a lot of the OGs still hanging in there.
Must be some kind of safety car. Yeah, it is full safety car.
So there's the first DNF tonight, Douglas O'Brien. Sad to see you go, my friend. That's got to sting for you. I didn't fully see what happened to you there, but it's our first DNF. See if there's any more. We did over-unders today. Those that don't know, our guy Matt Monty sets up an over-under questionnaire, I guess you could call it, survey, whatever. He tries to do them on race days, and the grid goes and casts votes. I believe it was set at 2.5 on the DNS. I could be wrong. I think I'll try to check into that and see. Got a drive-through on corn-fed. That's Norm. It's not a penalty you want. It's unfortunate. 19 seconds for Passy. Racking them up. Thomas is at 13 seconds.
Let's see if we can get rid of that 10.
Lap 31:57, so just a little bit over the halfway point. Plenty of race to go, and we're going to see who this benefits the most. It's all said and done. Obviously, it's not going to benefit the kick team. Not looking good for those guys. Passing now at 22 seconds in penalties. At what point did it disqualify you? Do you know that, Mitchell?
Yeah. I'm not sure at what point, but I'm thinking roughly the 30 seconds, 30 or 30 plus. We were doing practice and some open lobbies with experience with strict corner cutting and track limits. And this some guy got 33 seconds and he got disqualified. So I'm thinking the 30-second mark.
We're gonna see. I don't know if Fatsy's gonna make it a goal of his to be disqualified. I'd have to look at historical data, but I don't feel like if we've had a disqualification, it would have happened one time maximum.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. I'd be surprised if we've even had it happen based on previous settings we've used, but that would be a first, I believe.
Yeah.
but
Tim
I-
is saying 30 seconds.
30. Thanks
Yeah.
for that, Tim. Yeah, I assumed it had to be somewhere in there, especially seeing past at 22 and still going. So. Through my notes here, see if I had anything else really to add tonight. We're running through this safety car, but yeah, I mean, hate to see the penalties, but you know, it just kind of opens opportunity for guys behind you. You see the person ahead of you with a big penalty, and then you have a safety car, especially a late safety car, and you're holding on to a penalty still. That is just obviously brutal to your race. Hopefully that's not the case for some of these guys, but I would be shocked. I'd be shocked if we have another one. Maybe not. Maybe I wouldn't be shocked. I don't know.
You never know. Turn 1 could cause some havoc.
It is, yeah.
This is
That
the restart.
grip there is can definitely be rough for these guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be able to bring guys in for interviews afterwards or not. I'm gonna try to stay in a little longer and get a feel for how they felt about this track. People that follow our social media pages, they would have seen a post of us planning to race midnight at Miami. As you can see, it is not midnight. Fortunately, the game does not allow us to race at midnight, and err on our part for not double checking that. Kind of just assumed we'd be able to. Super unfortunate, because this track, if you added some lights, you ran this thing at night, I think it'd be such a sweet track to run late at night, but one day.
Yeah, look at the tires. Very fresh. Apart from Thomas's tires, which is the most used on the grid right now.
He's running 15 lap hards. Those can obviously go a while. Everybody else pretty fresh. We're seeing a couple softs out there. Can you check the fastest lap time for me? I'm curious to where we're at.
Let's see. 1 sec. There's a 1:29.9 from Seb.
Okay, so a little over a second on the track record. New game, so I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure the differences between this year's game and last year's game when it comes to this track, but the guys running softs, as fuel kind of goes down, we'll see. Maybe someone breaks that record tonight.
Here we go. Safety car restart coming up. How soon will RJ go?
RJ in first. He's trying to get those tires up to speed. You got Shaylin in second, Seb third, Thomas is in fourth, JJ in fifth. I'm sure after this first turn, though, we're going to see some chaos and some shakeup. Yeah.
Pretty clean.
Yeah. A little surprised, but it's always hard to tell when you're exiting a safety car. Maybe RJ got a good enough jump to really spread everybody out, but you sit and you're going at a slow speed for so long. finally get the chance to get back up to full speed.
Oh, JJ gets the overtake.
You often see guys get a little antsy, but yeah, very, very clean from what I can tell. Caution out, second 2.
Not too sure. Maybe a spin. Jordan still ghosted? He is.
Assuming he's a lap car.
Yeah, I think so.
Those two are pretty far back there, but shout out Jordan though for showing up, racing tonight. Principal Adam Brill was out, so
Off spin.
he stepped in for McLaren. We'll catch who that was.
Looked like a blue car. It wasn't a Red Bull. Maybe a Williams. See the gap. And Barrett is now 2 seconds back. He might have spun.
Tough to see, but anything can still happen. So.
Yeah.
Keith Letterly, he was outside the top 10 early on in the race. He's worked his way up to 7th. He's on 4-lap hards there, as you can see. No penalties. Shaylin Smith making a move for first over RJ. Seb still holding on to 3rd. See if RJ takes that back though.
Off spin. Looks like we got a contact.
Briscoe.
Yeah.
Just about to bring him up too. But I think the biggest thing for him is just getting out here and getting a race under his belt, lighting that fire, and seeing what he can do as the season progresses. Because we've seen Rishko be one of the fastest in this league for a long time. It's like 9 penalties now. 1 DNF, so half the grid is dealing with time penalty of some sort.
Looks like Passy got rid of one of his 10 seconds.
Okay. Back up at 12. Or at 12,
Yes.
so.
Hey, better than 22.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thomas still at 13. Yeah, he hasn't pit yet. I'm surprised. He's gonna pit last minute.
Yeah, this is that's gonna be tough for him, especially if we see a late safety car. He's not able to get rid of that time limit. That could be a huge drop in the final results.
Oh, contact.
Oh man, yeah.
Did he get damaged?
Murray and Red Bull. Is that what that was? Thomas and Brandon?
Yep.
I know Brandon, he's not backing down. Not from any battle. For sure. Thomas
Doesn't look like
probably-
he's getting front wing damage, so that's good.
Yeah.
Maybe a side pod.
Keaton's able to jump up to 6 as well with Brandon there on Thomas. Thomas 19 lap hards and the big time penalty. Not looking good for him on his end at the moment, but see if he can turn it around. Still 20 laps to go in this one.
Yeah, Allen just lost 2 positions in the span of 3 turns. Something maybe if you're off a little bit on that first few turns, it's gonna screw up the next 5. So probably just went off a little bit. He'll get those back.
See if he, yeah, I mean, double points for Ferrari would be huge. He just got to stay calm. Be patient.
He is on the soft.
Yeah. Are you able to? It doesn't show tires, does it? Darn. Curious to see how the tires look. After 6 laps, even just how big of a difference what the track is doing in these tires. I don't think it shows yet, but
I don't think so. Let me check.
it's probably for good reason. I know people are
Awesome.
racing right now and listening or watching this race as this stream as it's happening. There he goes to the pits. I guess if it showed that kind of data, that might give away some things to people racing, but
It does show up every once in a while.
yeah, I noticed the game will at least spit out something, which is pretty cool. Cool feature for sure.
That'd be nice in 26 if there's actually a broadcast setting to show that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they definitely could do things to improve the commentating aspect of it all for us, to add more to the spectator. But man, sunset at Miami is pretty cool. Gotta admit.
Yeah. It is nice.
And just seeing this track without rain is a breath of fresh
Delightful.
air. Yes. And it seems like every time we run here, it's rain. The last season when we ran here, I was not having a good night. I did not practice enough in the rain, and I believe I just went to the pits and ended up having to retire. Only time I've ever probably put out of a race that I can remember, but it was not my night.
Oh,
As he's retiring
that's just a Ferrari.
to DNF, that is 2 Kick Sauber teams out of this one. Not a good start to the season for those guys.
Alan's going quite slow.
Is that Brandon? Oh no. Man, he was up there.
We got Thomas finally pitting. Let's see if he gets. I think he's going to get rid of his penalty. Or one of them.
Pull up the time if you can real quick.
Stops. Change. So, everyone's under 10 now.
Yeah, it's at least good. I mean, it sucks. You're obviously serving the time penalties, but with safety cars happening at any given moment, it's nice that you can get rid of those and give yourself a chance.
Yeah.
You got 6 seconds for Tyler Davis with McLaren, 6 seconds Matthew Painter with Mercedes, Pete and Matt, Alpine and Williams teams, they got 3 seconds. Brandon's also at 3 seconds down in 13th. Mitchell Rishko 6 seconds in 14th. Thomas Blackmore, he's got a 3-second penalty now. He's in 16th. And Jordan Tanner in 18th, the 9-second penalty. He's pretty far back there though, so just run your race, get through it. If anything, it's just an experience for you to learn from. And Jordan's another guy that improved a lot last season. So I'd like to see more improvements from his end. Working with McLaren, I'm sure he will see those come.
Yeah.
Mitchell, you got a favorite team to root for and driver?
In real life or in the game? Real life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been a McLaren fan my whole life. Yeah, I like Mercedes too. My dad, I was technically originally Mercedes because my dad got tickets from work, so we went to the 2022 Grand Prix in Montreal. Pulled up to the hotel at reception, saw Daniel Ricciardo wearing a puffy jacket, wearing sunglasses, hat, hiding his tattoos and everything, and I noticed his nose gave it away. So I asked him if it was him, and it was him. Just took a picture with him, switched to McLaren. Been McLaren the rest of my life.
Heck yeah, man, that's awesome. So you were with McLaren in the previous T2 season last year, right?
Yeah,
I bet that was pretty cool to be able to rep your favorite team.
that was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty sweet. Have you been?
It wasn't. Yeah.
Go
Go on.
ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. It wasn't the greatest season for me. The first 6 races, I was having a lot of disconnect issues, so I couldn't really participate as much as I would like to.
Yeah.
But I would still give it my all. I would still watch the races and root for my teammate. It was still just completely, if I'm being honest, it was an awesome experience just being in SNS for the first time.
Yeah. That's good.
It was great.
That's good to hear. Yeah. Like I said it earlier. You know, you've been a bright spot that's come through the T2 series and and joining this league, and we love having you.
Thank you.
I know you're really well liked. Seems like a lot of people see that you have a good head on your shoulders and have a good perspective and even drive to keep improving and work your way up into this series, which I have no doubts you will be there at some point. So.
Thanks.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Have you been a fan of F1 your whole life? I mean, is this something that your family's all liked for a long time, or something that's pretty new to you?
It started in 2015 with car shows that my dad and I would just pop by and stuff, and then I would always see people wearing those big Ferrari bomber jackets, and I just kept getting curious as to what they were. Because I was in 2015, I was 10. Or no, I was 8, and so I was really curious, and I just wanted to just start watching different things. My dad's been a Lewis fan his whole life, so every time the F1 would come on, and I would get up early enough, I would just pop by and watch it. So it really started then, but I really got into it in 2021, back when the championship battle was really tight with Max and Lewis. That's when I really got interested, and that's also when I got social media, so I was really in the heat of different edits and stuff, and it really got me hooked.
That's awesome.
How about you?
It's a newer sport for me. I got into it when we started this league. I was originally going to jump in this league to help do graphics. Back when we started this league, I was just at that point in time like self-teaching myself everything with Photoshop and all that. So I agreed to do graphics for the league, and then it turned into, well, do you want to race in this league? And so I didn't know much about it. Really hadn't played many video games up into that point. Kind of stopped playing as much as I used to, and but I joined, which was rare because I've never done really multiplayer games. Typically, I like doing single player stuff, but it just really took off for me pretty quickly. I think the biggest thing was probably for a lot of Americans was Drive to Survive. Watching kind of the intensity, obviously they probably make things much more dramatic than they really are, but that helped pique the interest, and it was actually our requirement for new people that were joining. David would tell them to go watch Drive to Survive and then come back, and that's kind of how we recruited guys. So
Yeah, definitely a great show.
yes, yeah. So I got into that, but because it's not something I really grew up with, I can't say I have strong ties to really any teams. I've seen Michael Schumacher documentary, so I really liked his mindset, I guess. He seemed like the type that was a win at all costs type of guy, and I like people that treat their sport kind of like that. I was a big Kobe Bryant fan when it came to basketball and just his mindset. So I felt attached to Michael Schumacher and his story, and because of that, just kind of drawn to Ferrari.
Nice.
Ferrari's probably my favorite team, mostly because of that. And then, even though he's not racing in F1 anymore, but Mick Schumacher was my first favorite because he was the son of Michael.
Understandable.
But I would say my favorite now is probably whether people like it or not, it's probably Max Verstappen. I see a lot of similarities with him and Schumacher, their style. So
Yeah.
I like Verstappen a lot. I think he's hilarious, and obviously he's good.
Yeah. As Seb said, everyone's a Ferrari fan, even if they don't admit it.
Yeah. Yeah, and also I think Matt Monty being a Ferrari fan and him and I being teammates for 2 or 3 seasons, whatever it ended up being, and racing for Ferrari back in the day, that definitely helped my fandom for them. But definitely a cool team, historic team, obviously. The red, and it's a beautiful, beautiful red.
Yeah.
Brandon's back up in 10th. RJ in first. Seth still being held there in third.
Tires are on. He's on hards.
What losers we have Brandon Bestrom. I'll say his last name at some point. There goes Brandon. Beckstead getting past the Aston Martin there. And it's turn 17.
Nice little DRS train.
See if Sidonia Muse gets him back or not. But a lot of guys are all right there. That angle that you just showed a second ago, seeing all those cars lined up, we're well past the safety car, 12 laps away from this thing ending, and seeing how close together this group still is. It's impressive. I think that's gonna show kind of what to expect this season.
Yeah. Oh, there's an overtake. Barrett gets past Sidonia Muse. It's Will Jackman. Here, Will.
We'll go on. Yeah, nope.
Let's see if he gets him back on the DRS straight.
Not sure where their batteries are at, but Barrett back in the top 10. Battling his way back. But Monty, the other Williams driver, he's in 13th, not too far out. He's got a time penalty.
Yeah, Will's at 62 battery, approaching Barrett. I think it's hard to read on the steering wheel.
I believe there's a setting that you can pull up, and it should show where they're at as it's happening. I don't know if it's. Yeah.
There we go, telemetry. There we go.
It should make it a little bit better and easier for you to see, but yeah, we're closing in on this race. Final few laps. Guys that are reading Tim's message saying that Mitchell's definitely rich. That's funny. Appreciate you guys.
Oh, got a spin.
Appreciate
Brandon's fun.
Appreciate you guys watching, following along. These streams will continue to improve all season. Oh, there's somebody running into a wall there. Aston Martin. But yeah, we'll keep improving this stream, hopefully throughout the season. We'll get Paul in here at some point. For now, you get the Shut Up Paul guy that you're seeing on my stream, and the voice of Mitchell Cole, Fatsis McKay.
That's almost back in DRS. See what he can do with his hards.
You got a battle between Monty and Rishko. Had a little back and forth there. Rishko maintaining his 12th spot.
Here's a good view. Who wants to go for it? Oh.
Brandon Bestrom in 7th for Alpine. I swear I say his last name different every single time. But a reserve there, maybe top 10. He's one of them. Looks like the only one that's reserving tonight. Jordan Tanner in 18th. Eutychus Maximus, Mr. Allen Games. Also need to clarify his last name, but he's at 16th for Ferrari. So
he's had a pretty tough race.
Yeah, I haven't seen what kind of damage he's really gone through or problems he's had this race, but he was up there earlier. We saw both Ferraris in the top 10 at one point, so tough, but you know, he did show up last minute. I don't know how much time he's put into preparing for this one. I'd imagine a decent amount, but either way, it was a last minute switch for that team.
Yeah.
Thomas Blackmore, he's the other reserve racing. I didn't mention him a minute ago, but he's in 14th. The Red Bull team still has a time penalty. So most of these guys are outside the top 10, and but we've seen them. Like I said, we've seen them in the top 10 battling. Definitely capable, definitely have the pace, but just goes to show the margin for error is so slim. RJ has got that 4-second lead there. Putting on a clinic tonight, looking for an increase on his rating. I mentioned it in the preseason race, but we did driver ratings this year. Brought that back, and those get updated after every 3 races. I've been working on a formula to kind of automate that, but yeah, I'm excited to see what changes happen going into the 4th race. How many people improve their rating and even have their ratings drop. But reserve series guys, Mitchell, you're part of those guys.
Yep.
We will have ratings for you guys done here hopefully soon. We're still in the process of working some graphics, getting some of the last few guys that are left, getting their profiles prepared. Once those are done, I can get the cards put together, but we'll have those before the first race, and we'll be doing ratings for the guys selected in the draft. So the 10 of those reserves will get a rating, and their own driver card, which will be pretty sweet.
I'd say it's a really cool concept having the driver cards for these guys, for everyone in the league. It's really cool. It really bumps the confidence up for some people.
Yeah.
Actually, for a lot of people, because it's just having your picture with ratings, especially with your what's the word? Your what's the word I'm looking for? How good you can do. This is super cool. I love that. I love that concept. It's the only league out there that I've ever found that actually that takes a lot of initiative and commitment to doing these things for all their drivers, even the reserve drivers. So a lot of props.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. Like that's really the biggest thing we try to pride ourselves on in this league is to try to make the immersion concept of this as fun and interesting as we possibly can. Otherwise, you're going to see people not care as much, not show up, and I want guys to show up, and I want you guys to care and enjoy your time in this league. And I know there's a lot of people that got their rating and were like, I'm way better than this. And hopefully it kind of lights a fire under their butts a little bit to showcase that, which is why I've committed to updating ratings throughout the season. So if you are better than what your rating shows, then you have the opportunity to show that on the track. So
Yeah.
But I agree. I think it's a fun concept. We've done it before. We've made driver cards, and it's hard. It's hard because you don't want to offend people necessarily. That's always the biggest hurdle, I think, from people in my position. But at the same time, the results speak for themselves. So.
Let's see if Barrett can get the overtake on the first DRS straight. He's 4/10 up. We're back. So we're getting closer.
Imagine Hart was still good, especially at this point in the race and the track and all that. But I'm curious to find out how it felt for some of these guys, where this tire degradation was at, because obviously we cannot see that. But
oh, there we go. For Barrett, his wheel showed up, and for Pete.
Yeah, front right tire there, 41%.
Perfect timing.
almost as if we made that happen.
EA, take notes.
Any big surprises for you in tonight's race? We're closing in on the last few laps here. Seb's 5 seconds out on hards. I don't know if RJ's tires are going to fall off. Not sure how long they can sustain the medium compound, but any big surprises for you?
Since Thomas got the penalty, it seems like his confidence is completely dropped because he's just barely out of the points right now. But he usually runs pretty high up in the open lobby practices and stuff, and he's a really confident driver. He's a really good driver. He's very fast. He takes all the corners right, and it seems like something's off with him tonight.
Yeah, I mean, penalties will do that to you. Incidents obviously will do that to you. Lose your confidence, you lose your focus, your whole race can become kind of a nightmare for you. But he's an 11th. I feel like he's performed pretty well, especially early on. He's definitely proved he's got the pace. I'd say for me, I'm not surprised by Brandon Beestrom being in 7th because I know he's very, very quick. But kind of surprised at Tyler being in 9th. He was one of those guys that was very vocal about his rating. I think he was rated at the 8th or 9th. If you took all the ratings to see where he ended up, I think he was 8th or 9th. And that's where he's at the moment. So I felt like he was going to be a top 5. He was actually one of my podium picks. I didn't get to make my predictions beforehand, but he was somebody I thought would be there. But still in the points, and one of those things where you can move towards the next race and be happy to at least walk away with something. 6-second penalty there. You got 6 Pete. Thomas is moving up. No? Yeah.
If he can hold that for 3 seconds, he will be in the points. He'll stay in the points.
Another surprise, we haven't talked about him too much, but Norm, he's down in 17th. He put on an absolute clinic in the prospect session back last month. He did so well that I think a lot of people moved him up quite a bit in their rankings. I still had him low kind of in my rankings at the moment just because I need to see more from him. So to me, I'm not really surprised that he's in 17th, but I think there might be more expectation on his part from certain people to think that he could have had a better performance tonight, but no doubt he'll be back and be in the points at some point during the season.
Yeah, that would be good to see. Very good to see.
Barrett in 8th. Barrett's a name. We've seen a lot of big moments from Barrett. I don't believe he's walked away with a race win yet in his career, so I know that's something on his. Speaking of Barrett, there's his tires once again.
50, whoa.
Yeah, that front right tire for those guys, and back rights. But he's a guy that I'd love to see him get a race win at some point. He's been pretty dominant so far in his SNS career, but glad to see him at least in the points. He's also been one of the most unlucky drivers on our grid. So would like to see that change.
Was he also having some of those EA issues?
Oh, yeah, plenty. He's one of the more notorious guys for having issues with EA or just something happening. It just seems like over the last season especially, luck was not on his side, but in races he hasn't had many issues. He's been up there competing top 5 quite often, so
yeah.
I think 8th is a good spot for him. It's kind of where I think he can be in the top 8, but glad to see him at least in the points for the time being. Brandon Beckstead working his way up. He got past Pete there. My guy Pete, he's another name that I think is very interesting Curious to see how he does for Alpine this season. He's been the type that could be top 5 as well. I don't believe he's got a race win yet either, but it's been close. I felt like he was one of the steals in the draft, falling to the 8th selection, I believe, to Loic. So I'd like to see him bounce back from this one if he's not able to get into the points. He's got 9-second penalty, so not likely, but definitely capable driver. Painter's got a 6-second penalty with about a 9-second separation between him and Brandon, so he's going to be able to maintain that if he can hold on to that time difference and not obtain any more penalties.
Top 5 is looking very diverse with the different teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just about to bring up that top 5. That's a good point. Yeah, all different teams and all clean racing. I don't know that any of these guys have had any penalties tonight. Which doesn't surprise me. Seeing those 5 names, those, I think a lot of people in the league look at those 5 names and think those are quite possibly the top 5 at the moment. So
Yeah. Let's see. It could be an overtake opportunity here. Draining battery.
Tim mentioning, we were talking about Thomas earlier, kind of why it seemed like he's a little off tonight. We believe it's the strict corner cut. Maybe Thomas isn't used to that. I don't know, but he's there in 10th right now. 3-second penalty. We'll see if he can finish in the points. Tim, if you're still listening, where would you finish tonight if you were out here? I know you were Paul's favorite name during the draft. We felt like you could go at any given moment, from the first pick to the reserve picks. Yeah, I'm curious to see where you think you'd be at on this grid. Closing in on the last few laps here. Looks like RJ out in front. Got himself a 4-second margin, so Seb's made some time up, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Ooh, here we go. Is he going for it? He's not. Next lap, he left one more long opportunity coming up here for Brandon.
I'm going to give a quick shout out to you, Mitchell. You're doing an awesome job with this camera tonight. Yeah.
Thank you.
You've been doing really good. Better than Paul, that's for sure.
You're doing awesome commentating too.
Hey, man. I mean, I'm trying to have fun. You know, it's a good time. First race of the season. Feels so good to be back. To be able to put on a little bit of a show for these guys, and I'm so excited for this season. Hopefully we have good numbers at all times. Seems like a lot of you guys, a lot of the reserves especially, are willing to jump in last minute's notice, so that's really cool to see.
Well, we got contact, Brandon and Thomas, but Brandon gets through.
Yeah, Tim, it's all good, man. I was curious to see, Tim, where you feel like you would finish in a race like this. I don't know your confidence level with Miami, but you were a guy that we believe could have been selected at any given moment in the draft. Curious to see where you think you'd finish on this grid tonight. We know you're a confident dude, so I'd imagine pretty well, but see you at least hanging out and checking out the stream, so I appreciate that. But
7 people watching the stream.
heck yeah, man, I'll take it. Final lap. Tim says top 6. Look, I don't doubt the man. I don't doubt the man one bit. Says Miami is one of his favorite tracks.
He is quick.
Absolutely. Your top 6, though, is RJ, Seb, Shaylin, JJ, Keith,
Oh,
and Matthew Painter.
DNF.
Who?
Brandon DNF, Brandon Beckstead.
Oh man, was that on purpose?
I don't think so. Maybe just locked up.
Might have to get him into the. I don't know if he. I was gonna get him into the talk to him afterwards. Maybe that's not a good idea. We'll see where his headspace is at. Tough to see, man. Hate to see it. He had a lot of good moments in this race. The final lap, lap 57. 3 DNFs, so maybe he had the over on the DNFs. Just wanted to cash in there, but all in all, penalties not too bad tonight. We've seen plenty of them, but at the same time, it's these guys are capable and they can handle it. RJ is finishing up the final hairpin on his way
RJ for the win.
to a race victory on pole. Finishes with the victory, something that nobody in real life has done. Congratulations, RJ. Huge win, holding off Seb, who comes in second. Crack Daniels, our man Shaylin Smith with the Haas team in third. JJ working his way up into a fourth place finish just outside the podium, with Keaton in fifth. No surprise there, those guys 4 and 5. I think we're gonna have a fun battle there. Painter in sixth. Does he hold on? Looks like he's going to. Happy Man Barrett right till the very end. But Brandon Bestrom's able to hold off the Williams driver. Tyler in ninth. Thomas with a 3-second penalty, but Pete's got 9 seconds, and Thomas is able to come away with 10th. That's going to be your top 10, you guys in the points. Pete in 11th. Eutychus Maximus, a last-second change for Ferrari, is able to finish and work his way up to 11th due to a penalty. Will Jackman in 13th. Mitchell Rishko in 14th. Capamonte, the other Williams driver, my forever teammate, down in 15th. Cornfed got in 16th. And Jordan Tanner looks like 17th or 18th with 3 DNFs. Brandon Beckstead right at the very end. Huge though, huge. Congratulations again to RJ Fadden, the rookie with Red Bull. First race of the season, first win. Love it.
That was a good race to watch.
Absolutely. No rain, so that's a plus. We'll be back at it next Wednesday. These guys will be racing at COTA, so another American track. Get those out of the way. The early portion of the season. Mitchell, thank you for hanging out tonight. And
Thanks for having me.
You saved the stream tonight. Got a race winner, RJ, fastest lap map of Monty. Need to check that time. Keaton's your driver of the day. Cornfed, even though he finished in the back there, most overtakes, did not catch the last award there that the game spit out, but a lot of 3 stops, it looks like, maybe due to the safety car, but good job, everybody. Congratulations to the top 10 and the points. We're going to get the standings updated, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the race next week.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm guessing that's Colin, watcher of the Sharks. Checking the comments real quick there on Twitch. And Jordan Tanner saying that maybe the AI needs to be increased. We'll look into that. We'll have the FIA take a look into that, and we'll make adjustments as needed. Yeah. Anything else, Mitchell? Excited for the reserve series that's coming up in September?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It's gonna be really fun getting back into this league. It's gonna be very exciting, and I can't wait to race with everyone in here, including you.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quick before we end the stream, maybe we'll do some driver. I'll try to do some driver interviews before next week and get them added to this next week's stream. But Before we go, Tempo Racing or Tempo, where'd that name come from? How'd you come up with that?
I used to be in a. It's a little embarrassing to say. I used to be in a Fortnite trick shotting clan, and one of my people I looked up to was FaZe Tenpo,
Okay.
Tento, and so back then I was really, really into music, and so I wanted to take inspiration from that name. I went with tempo, similar to rhythm and stuff, and so I've stuck with that my whole life or my
Okay.
whole gaming career. And then I should have trademarked it because then now there's a WNBA team that has that name too.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I'm excited to see your car out on the reserve series. I'm sure I'll see you in the first race. I'm gonna go ahead and end tonight's stream. Thank you guys for watching, following along, and like I said, congratulations to your podium finishers tonight. We're gonna let the stream end with our intro. So if that's
All
all,
right, have a good one.
yep, everyone have a good night, and we'll catch you next week.